Welcome here to Bello Field for the showdown on NESCAC Decision Day. Riley Dana here with Jake Flossie. It is number 5 versus number 2 in a matchup of 2 of the 3 remaining undefeated NESCAC teams here. One of the 2 is going to find their undefeated season ends here today. But the question is which one, because both are among the top teams in the country. They're ranked 2nd and 3rd in terms of efficiency rating. And these 2 teams know how to play both offensively and defensively. The Jumbos and the Mules here from Bello, Riley Daniel, Jake Flossie. Jake, let's start and let's talk about this Colby team because they've been on quite a run in the last week.
Yeah, yet to lose this season, 7-0, 4-0 in the NESCAC, and they are coming off of an impressive victory against the Franklin and Marshall women's lacrosse team. And that is the team that is currently ranked number 3 in the country. Expect them to drop as Colby jumps with that massive win. It's 9-8. That was on Wednesday. Tufts are very familiar, unfortunately, with Franklin and Marshall as they fell to them in the quarterfinals of the NCAA tournament in double overtime. So Franklin and Marshall able to avenge their NESCAC conference opponents and getting a massive win there. They also have had impressive wins over Wesleyan, currently 7 in the country, and Amherst, currently 17 in the country. So some impressive victories there. This is a Colby team that is coming in hot. They're very good. Expect a lot from them today.
They are. They're a very good Colby team, and I think it starts with that one woman in their attack. Jake, tell us about her.
Yeah, Julia Jardina is spectacular. She is very talented. She not only has a third of the team's goals, she also has averaged over a hat trick in every game. She averages 4.14 goals on the season, which puts her 2nd in the NESCAC in terms of goals per game behind the phenomenal Hope Shue of Middlebury. She has been phenomenal. She's not only a very good goal scorer, she's also their draw specialist. She has 256 career draw controls, including the season record for draw controls in a season 2 years ago, and she has been phenomenal for this Colby side. She is their offense. They have she has 29 goals in the season, and in that Franklin and Marshall game, crucial victory, she put up 5 of their 9 goals. Very, very talented player. Now, Riley, looking at this tough squad, what have we seen so far this season?
I mean, we've seen a lot from this Jumbo squad, but I think we have to start with the biggest development in the woman who's going to be tasked with dealing with Julia Jardina today, Jumbo's goalkeeper, Pascal de Buren, because she's really taken it to the next level here this year. We put this as a 7-0 graphic when we made this on Thursday. It's now 8-0 because she got another win against MIT, a .584 save percentage, which is a massive improvement from where she was last year at a .438. That's the best save percentage any Jumbo's goalkeeper has had since Mario Liberty in 2021 when she was the NCAA Defensive Player of the Year. So just a phenomenal start to the season for Pascal de Buren, and she's going to need to have another like game if the Jumbos are going to shut down Julia Jardina today.
That she will. And this Jumbos team is also rolling 7-0, 3-0 NESCAC play. They're coming off of a dominant victory over MIT, who have been ranked throughout this season and made the NCAA tournament last year, but it was an 18-3 victory, blowing them away.
I'm going to correct you, Jake. They're not coming off a dominant victory. They're coming off 8. They have yet to play a competitive game this year. They've been in running clock in every single one of their games, spent 210 minutes in the running clock scenario this year in 8 games. But you get the feeling with a team as good as Colby, they're going to have to show what they can do in a competitive game today.
Just building off of that, Riley, their average margin of victory this season is 12.4. Their closest victory over ranked opponent Christopher Newport University was 10. They have not had a game end where they were not in running clock at some point. I agree, though. I think this game will be different. Colby also undefeated. Not quite the levels of victory that Tufts has had. Only a margin of victory of, I believe, 4.4 for them. Sorry, 4.9. But still, they have been very impressive, and they know how to close out a game. They've won 9-8. They've won 11-7. They've won 11-9. They've won 12-11. They've won 9-7. So they have been in tough games, and they've done it well.
We're going to step aside for the national anthem. When we come back, opening draw live from Bello. And welcome back here to Bello. Jake, you noticed something in that little break there that I think is of importance to this Jumbo's team, and that is the return of their starting midfielder, Elsa Schutt, to the starting lineup after missing the MIT game.
Yeah, that's crucial. She is one of the key cogs of this Jumbo's midfield. Additionally, she is the second draw control specialist for this Jumbo's team. Jenna Gibbons took 3/4 with the draw controls in that dominant victory over MIT, and they will need to have rotation when they're facing off against a very strong Colby team. They don't want to run Gibbons, who is a phenomenal draw taker, but they don't want to run her into the ground. So having Schutt as that second option is really good for the Jumbo's side.
That is, and speaking of players who are very pivotal to the Jumbos coming back from injury, I think we have to mention the return of the All-American Catherine Fernandopole on Thursday, and how big is that to have her to go 1v1 against this Colby star?
Yeah, and the fact that the Jumbos managed to have such a strong defense even without their All-American defender has been impressive, but it can't be ignored that she is a key part of this defense, and having her on the field takes them to another level. She had several key interceptions in that game against MIT, shut down several clear attempts by the Engineers, and these are both teams, though, Riley, that don't make mistakes. Two lowest turnover rates in the NESCAC, and two teams that are really adept at clearing well, adept at holding onto the ball and taking the most of their chances. So I expect this to be a clean game of volleyball.
Speaking of chances, interesting to note, there is a chance the winner of this game goes to number 1 in the country, because the Middlebury Panthers at the half trail the Wesleyan Cardinals 5-4. So these two teams surely not paying attention to that right now, but if things go right, the winner of this game could find themselves number 1 come Tuesday morning.
Certainly could. It shows how powerful that NESCAC is. Those 4 teams, all probably top 4, top 5 teams in the country. No slouches in this NESCAC.
Here we go. It'll be Ainsley Dion against Jenna Gibbons for the opening draw. Jardina being tracked by Schutt here on the draw. And that one's spun up. Gonna hit the turf, controlled by the Mules. And Avery Delacole. Colby will get the first offensive possession as they slow things up, get their attack women on the field. Kinshelmer gonna go down the alley now. Up top to Littlejohn. Jardina works it wide. Jumbo's in that patented zone. Work to the X now. Skipped up top from Helmer. Here is Jardina, 50 to shoot. Jumbo's doing a good job collapsing and then forcing the pass out. Hard cut from Littlejohn, forced to the X. Drive to come on the switch. Fernandopole knocks the ball loose. Being kicked around and scooped up there by Nicola Donlin.
And there's where Fernandopole is so crucial to this team. Getting in and out of the interception, forcing the turnover, and the Jumbos can look to clear.
And they're going to run as Delaney has it, and they look to go with numbers. Zorn. Going to slow things up now, work it to L'Esperance on the X. Conahan up top to Margie Carden, who's going to turn and run. Gets free, but can't quite get her hands to get a look on frame. Now it'll be Schutt's turn to go. Gets an angle, but forced to the X to L'Esperance. Up top, Delaney, stutter step, hands free. Save on a beauty there from Kane.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about this Jumbo's offense. We talked about DeBuren, but this Jumbo's side has 4 very talented attackers, L'Esperance, Carden, Zorn, and Conahan, alongside an impressive midfield as well. Carden on 221 career goals, most in Jumbo's history. A very fierce attacker.
Jumbo's bringing an impressive ride here, as Colby still has not crossed the restraining line. And eventually they will get it across with a solo effort there.
The Jumbo's good at stopping the clear. They're holding their opponents to an impressive 73% clear percentage. So they are going to get in Colby's face. They're going to press them and make it hard on those rides.
And there, they didn't prevent Colby from clearing it, but they killed 30 seconds off that Colby possession as they're now getting into their set halfway through the shot clock. Inside feed and a backdoor finish put away by Littlejohn.
Colby does not need that much more time. They're able to convert well off the X into Littlejohn in the middle. found some space in this Jumbo zone and able to convert.
And that's what you have to do if you want to get looks against this Jumbo's defense. You're not going to beat them with individual efforts. You have to have players constantly cycling through. Littlejohn was such a good cut from the blind side. No one picked her up in the zone. And a point-blank look going to be put away.
Littlejohn, a scorer for this team, but really a creator more, as she leads the team in assists with 12, has had an assist in every game she's played this season. Didn't have that much of a role last year, but has moved into a much larger one this season. This will be her 4th goal on the season for the Mules.
Same two back out on the draw circle.
Jumbo's hoping to win this draw after Colby took the first one.
And a violation against Jenna Gibbons. Jumbo's bench not happy. But Colby going to look to go again. Jumbos have not trailed by multiple goals at any point this season. As it's worked around from Burke to the X here in Helmer. Whistle blows. Looked like a crease violation. So the Jumbos going to do what they do best, and that is run.
This will be only their 2nd offensive possession here, but Jumbo's hoping to convert this time. Last one, Delaney's shot went right to the keeper.
Zorn going to take a run, dumps it off to the X and Conahan. Jumbo bench not particularly happy with their attacking start as Carden wheels back, whips it to the X. Now it's Zorn there. Had a hat trick in this matchup a year ago. Les Bronson, an unusual spot here on this left wing. Gonna stutter, got it knocked from her stick. Still on the turf, picked up by L'Esperance. 40 to shoot now.
L'Esperance got her 100th career goal in that match against MIT. Another prolific scorer for this Jumbo side.
Shot calling out of play.
Even more so in his sister. Led the NESCAC in assists last year.
Draws the double. Swung to the X. Up top, Conahan. Hard drive. Knocked free. Able to save it with 15 to shoot. Inside feed from Zorn. Caught and finished from L'Esperance.
Jumbos drew out the Colby players, leaving space for L'Esperance to cut in from the X. Great find there from, I believe that was Conahan on the assist. Able to find L'Esperance. Great possession from the Jumbos. Took a while to get going, but able to find the space eventually.
And that's really, I think, indicative of what we're going to see today. Colby fighting for every inch, but the Jumbos will go and go and go again.
Jumbos able to exploit that, really, forcing Colby out as they pressed at the outside of that area and allowing the Jumbos to find L'Esperance with space right on the goal. Jumbos able to tie it back up, leaving that unfamiliar position of trailing, something they have not done much this season.
Interestingly, scorers gave that assist to Zorn there. Don't know if that's quite how I saw it, but another point for the Jumbos' leading point scorer, now with 35 points on the year for the junior. Gibbons going to win this one, or it looked like she did, and she does, as Colby gets called for the clamp.
That's a position Gibbons is very comfortable in. 56 draw controls on the season, on pace for a Jumbo single-season record.
Conahan looking for some help, but might want to go solo here with the 1v1.
ISO.
Down the alley, gets a look, and a save from Kane to the back of the crease. Pass inside, hits the turf, and is scooped up by Emily Darby. A nice outlet feed ahead to Lydia Carr, who's going to look to run for the Mules. Trail checks all over the place, forcing Carr to turn back. Jumbo's ride more aggressive than we've seen it at any point this year. But in the end, Munter going to take it across the restraining line.
Munter, the All-American, who has started every single game in her Mules career, a senior now, very experienced.
Hard drive, and multiple bodies go down. A crease violation is the call against Stella Reagan. And the Jumbo's not wasting a second. Gibbons whips it ahead to Delaney, who's going to run. Conahan back to Delaney, all sorts of space. And she gets run over, but gets called for the charge.
That's a brutal one. Conahan going in, trying to create an opportunity for herself, but collides with the Colby defender.
And Munter down. She looks to be good, but definitely took the worst of that collision in this very physical opening 6 minutes of the game. Colby really struggling with the Jumbo ride. But a successful clear nonetheless from Ainsley Burke.
Still took 30 seconds off the clock.
That kind of has been the pattern so far.
Last time that happened, though, the Mules were able to convert.
With Littlejohn, who has it here, whips it up top. Maymonis around. Jardina back to Littlejohn. Perimeter play from the Colby team as they whip it back. Reagan down low, feed. That's on the turf, scooped up by Summers. Back on the turf. And Colby's going to get it with a fresh shot clock.
Donlan and Summers fighting with Jardina there, but Jardina able to come out on top. Prolific not only at the draw circle and scoring goals, also very strong at picking up ground balls.
Reagan almost just dropped the ball. That pass deflected. Saved up top from Reagan. Tate Ben now with it. Reagan looks off Littlejohn, works it back around the horn. Inside feed all the way up top, tipped and corralled there from Conahan.
Joyce's second tip there. She has been causing a lot of issues in this Colby possession.
Jumbos have 4v3. L'Esperance. Inside pass cut out. Back on the turf and scooped up again by Munter. It's her third ground ball today, and she's going to look to run for the Mules.
Solo clear there from Munter.
Jardina will slow things down. And it's really surprising here for a Jumbos team that has played so fast all year, the slowness with which Colby has been able to insert upon this game.
Well, you can see the Jumbos still trying to get that speed. As soon as they get the ball, they look to clear quickly. But Colby opting to take slower.
And a beautiful backdoor feed. Someone lost track of Kintelmer, and the Mules are back in front.
Jumbos immediately meet up to figure out where the hole in the defense was there as Helmer left open at the back, able to convert.
That is the risk with the zone. You can get a lot of things that you can't get with the woman-to-woman defense with the zone, but what it also does is it leaves you vulnerable to those backdoor cuts, and that's how Colby's now scored both their goals.
Also how L'Esperance scored, notably, so really been a backdoor cut-heavy game so far. Both teams with strong defenses, but they found holes in each.
Same two back on the draw.
Colby 2 for 1 on the draws so far.
And the Colby crowd making some noise here.
One of the furthest schools from Tufts of the NESCAC, but still good to see a good contingent of Colby Mules fans coming out.
Jumbo's second string midfield on the turf. Hammond alongside Skylar Lloyd. And Colby once again wins the draw. It's interesting, Colby came in 55% from the draw circle on the year. The Jumbos came in 62%, but Colby 3 for 4 so far. As Reagan takes a look before it gets worked to the X. Jardina. Skip pass picked off by Fernanda Pole.
And that's what she brings to this defense. Such a quick eye, able to spot that ball, get her stick out, and grab it.
And here's the talented freshman Netta Leshley who looks to run. Carden dumped off. Still only the third offensive possession today for the Jumbos in the first 10 minutes.
Certainly a testament to Colby's draw control skill.
Carden, hard drive, draws the double. Takes some contact, but works it to the X.
Carden almost always doubled when facing opposing teams. They know how dangerous that she is. They don't want to give her anything.
Lloyd looking for some help. Finds it in Hammond, worked near side. Conahan dropped the ball, has to go back for it. Hammond. Stutter step. Skips it to Lloyd. Zorn now wants to go to work with 20 to shoot. Backs out, draws the double. Spins, still no one open with 15. Zorn puts her head down. Trying to draw a shooting space call, nothing there with 10. L'Esperance on the X. Up top, Hammond, step down, buries it.
Jumbo's leaving to the last minute there, but the rotation from Zorn confused that defense from Colby, allowing Hammond to find space at the top of the area and able to put it away.
I don't know about you, Jake. To me, that possession pretty much encapsulated the best of NESCAC Lacrosse. You have phenomenal defense just preventing any sort of penetration, and the offense just keeps searching and searching, moving the ball around until they finally break it down at about second 87 of that possession.
Yeah, a lot of patience from the Jumbos, trying to get things to work, continually recycling and attempting again, and eventually Zorn able to cause a bit of chaos by making a solo run through that defense, confusing that Colby side and getting Hammond the chance with space, converts it cleanly in the bottom corner.
We'll see if Gibbons can get back to her normal ways here on the draw circle. And she will, winning it to herself.
Trademark Jenna Gibbons draw there.
And now she's running, able to walk the tightrope. Jumbo's won it offside. They're going to get it. Colby's going woman down.
It's a crucial call there as Jardina will step off.
And that is a danger when you try and chase after the draw control woman. It's so easy to go past that restraining line without realizing it. And now you're a woman down.
And Gibbons able to capitalize on that draw. She's got 5 inches on Dion and often able to use that additional reach she has to win those draws. It's pretty typical of her and able to get it off there.
Discipline was an issue for Colby in this matchup a year ago. They had 9 cards in that 15-6 loss. Quick movement of the ball. Carden in all sorts of space. That's shooting space.
Jumbos adeptly convert off of this woman up situation, able to find the holes in Colby's defense, get Carden space, and draw the shooting space. It's a tight angle, though, for the free position.
We'll be interested to see if she decides to shoot or bring it back out.
She's got Hammond at the top there as well.
Carden in, and wisely takes it out, spins around everyone, and works it to L'Esperance on the X. Zorn spins, draws the double. Skips it, Hammond, and shows that shooting space.
Surprised Zorn didn't get it earlier in the possession. That looked like a pretty clear shooting space, but Hammond looking to get her second of the day.
Hammond's looking for her first multi-goal game in her career here. Has a chance to do it in the first quarter.
It's a much better angle than what Carden had.
Hammond buries it between the goalie's legs to give the Jumbos the lead.
Hammond goes same spot she went on her earlier goal, that bottom left, able to get it through the legs of Kane, and Hammond now second goal of the day, first multi-goal game in her career, and also she did not play in that MIT matchup. Her and Shutt were the 2 players that we didn't see, and already big impact from the sophomore.
I gotta say, Jake, if you told me that 12 minutes in the game someone would have multiple goals, I think Grace Hammond would have been about 20th on my list of guesses.
Well, she has done very well, though, converting her second goal of the day. Large impact from the sophomore. Now Gibbons will look to go off of her momentum and get the draw control.
Starting midfield unit back out on the field for the Bows.
Worth noting, it is not Dion on the draw anymore. Can't quite see the number from here, but that would be Podgorny from Colby.
And no success as Gibbons is going quick. She has 3 draw controls already. Every single jumbo draw win has gone to her.
And after a bit of a shaky start, Gibbons has really asserted herself in that draw circle.
Elsa Schutt with it up top. Little stutter step. Down the alley. L'Esperance had Carden, didn't see her. Got her woman hung up. All the way up top instead. Emma Joyce's turn to go 1v1. Draws the double. Doesn't care. She buries it top corner.
Excellent solo goal there from Emma Joyce. Taking out her players, gets her around. She has that pace. She's able to beat her defender and slot it perfectly in that top corner. Jumbo's starting to see a bit more typical Jumbo's offense, able to convert their chances. And Colby's got to get the goal soon before this game starts to slip away from them.
Yeah, I think what we had seen in the first 10 minutes or so of this game was just a lack of opportunities for the Jumbo's offense. As soon as they started getting more possession, the goals started flying.
Yeah, and they seem to have figured out a little bit more how to deal with this Colby defense. They're trying to take those one-on-one opportunities. They're trying to take those drives, which confuse the Colby defense a little bit and forces them to commit. That time, Joyce is taking it on her own, but sometimes they rotate it around and find other holes after the drive's created. Certainly a strong offensive strategy for the Jumbos.
Gibbons gets another one. That's 3 straight for her. She gets hacked. Jumbos go woman up.
This is not a good situation for the Mules. Woman down and Jumbos up 2. It'll be a yellow card there.
Yeah, it'll be yellow. 2 minutes locked in for Colby for a hit to the head.
This will be a big chance here for the Jumbos to get themselves in a very good position heading to the second quarter.
I mean, we mentioned it earlier. Discipline was an issue for the Mules in this matchup a year ago, and it's rearing its ugly head in the first quarter here today. Play called out from the bench. Zor gets it far on that left wing. Surveys and whips it wide. Delaney. Now Conahan up top to Schutt. She gets a shooting space call, and the Jumbos are going to have a free position to get a 5th.
Schutt, again, that time capitalizes well, gets herself in position, gets her player in front of her, and now she's got a pretty solid angle for this free position.
Schutt in strong, got it trail checked free. It'll stay with the Bows. L'Esperance with a quick restart. Up top to Joyce. No one out to deal with her. Now she gets through, gets a look, and gets a goal.
Emma Joyce just runs it back, this time from a little bit different spot in the circle, but still takes on her player, beats her, and converts. Again, going to the top of the goal. Joyce finding a spot that she likes, and another strong performance from the grad student. She has been phenomenal in her entire career as a Jumbo and is continuing that mark in her grad year.
Absolutely, and I think if you're Colby, you cannot be that slow to rotate out to Emma Joyce. The second she gets ahead of steam, she's going to blow by your woman, and you're going to be picking the ball out of the back of your net.
Such a quick Vidi that makes it really hard for defenders to react to her. So quick on the turns, agile, able to jump around players and get herself into space. Trademark goal there from Emma Joyce.
Gibbons spins that one away to Delaney. She's won 5 in a row now. Schutt comes to catch. Drives through 2. Zorn up top to Delaney as the Jumbos look to go. Delaney through everybody, gets hacked, doesn't care, and a nice save there from Kane on the point-blank look.
You know, Riley, if I would have told you that at the end of the first quarter, L'Esperance, Zorn, and Carden had not scored 1, and the Jumbos were up 5, up 3, I'm not sure if you would have believed me. Oh, sorry, L'Esperance had 1. Sorry, but Carden and Zorn yet to score, yet Jumbos up 3. Shows really how deep this Jumbo squad is, able to get a lot of players to the score sheet.
That is a great point, Jake. And this Jumbo's attack that we talked about, they can't just play offense. They can also play defense like this. as Colby once again struggling to get the ball across the restraining line. And it's picked up by Delaney. Jumbo's with all sorts of numbers. Carden cuts left and decides really wisely to back it out.
She was at about a 1v3 there, so definitely the right call. Jumbos will have the last possession of the quarter if they play their cards right.
They can, but knowing this Jumbos team, I don't know if they're willing to wait. Conahan going to take a jog, use a screen from Zorn. Missed a wide open Joyce. Took some contact, now with 8 to shoot. Jump pass, it'll stay with the Bows. They got to go with 3. And they're going to run out of time as the whistle blows on quarter number 1. But a great end to the first, Jake. Jumbos went down 2-1 and then showed up.
That they have capitalized. I think a lot of it comes from that draw circle. Gibbons, I believe 4 in a row now, 5 in a row from the draw, and that has been crucial. Jumbo's getting a lot more attacking possessions, a lot more chances to score, and they've been converting. We've been also keeping our eye on that game out in Middletown, Connecticut, as Wesleyan is up 7-6 in the third period against undefeated 2-time reigning national champions Middlebury. So definitely a matchup to watch out there in Middletown as well. A chance for either of these teams to possibly go top of the national rankings.
Definitely, and I think more importantly to these teams than what the national ranking says, a win here today and Wesleyan taking care of business against Middlebury, and whichever team wins today, they control the path to the 1 seed in the NESCAC tournament in their own destiny.
And Colby, particularly having already beat Wesleyan in that first match of the season for them, would be in a very good spot. They just have to face the Panthers. And coming out of Tufts and Wesleyan 2-0 would be a massive result for the Mules. But they got to fix this deficit, though, down 3 in the first quarter.
They do, and I think it starts with getting back to what they were doing the first couple draws on the draw circle. If Jenna Gibbons keeps doing what she's doing, it doesn't matter how good your defense is, doesn't matter how good your offense is. If you don't see the ball offensively, you're not going to win a lacrosse game. Yeah,
and I expect Diane to come back out, as Podgorny has yet to win a draw, while Diane won 2 of the first 3. So wouldn't be shocked to see her back out in the draw circle, because that's where the Mules got a lot more success.
And if I'm Karen Henning, the Colby coach, the one thing I think I'm harping my team on right now is discipline. You cannot give the Jumbos free chances.
The 2 woman-up chances the Jumbos had have resulted in 2 goals. And when the difference is 3, it really shows how crucial discipline is in these games.
Well, I mean, looking at last year's game, the Jumbos scored 5 times in the woman-up. In a game they won by 9, they had 9 woman-up opportunities in that game compared to only giving up 1. If today goes like that, I'm pretty confident that I can tell you that Colby will not win.
And it really shows just how important discipline is. And I imagine that the Jumbos are not a fun team to play against. They can be quite frustrating with how they ride, with how challenging it is to clear. It's really easy to lose your head when you've got players on you at every minute, not giving you a second to breathe. So, unsurprised that Colby has a points loss of discipline, but they'll need to regain it in order to get back into this game.
Looks like it is Dion back out there on the draw circle against Gibbons. That height advantage, very clear to see. And Jenna Gibbons uses it right there.
Unfortunate from Dion, got into a 50-50, but Gibbons just able to use her superior wingspan to capitalize.
So what my dad always told me when I asked why I couldn't play D1 basketball, he said, you can't teach height.
Yeah, you don't quite have the wingspan for that, Riley.
Elsa Shutt trying to get the edge, forced to the X. Carden looking to go. Spins back. Draws the double. Now L'Esperance. Uses Carden as a screen, rolls the crease, and denied by Kane.
L'Esperance trying to go around the back again. She was able to convert off of a pass last time and taking it herself. Kane had it covered. Pretty tight angle for L'Esperance.
Jumbos with a 10-woman ride. Shutt knocks the ball free. It's back on the turf, picked up momentarily, and it'll be scooped up by Conahan.
And this Jumbo's ride, yet again, very fierce. This is a Colby team that does not give up turnover. Second least in the NESCAC, yet already 2 today from this very high press the Jumbos are playing.
Yeah, Colby came in 87% in their clear percentage. Have already failed to clear 3 different times today. Zorn takes it off the little handoff from Joyce, flips it back to Shutt. She'll flip it to Conahan. Gets free, bounces it, and Kane sprawls to make the save.
Great save there from Kane. Jumbos have been going low consistently with their shots. Kane able to get on it that time. But the Jumbos really rotating well in the front, passing it back and forth, going clockwise, going counterclockwise, getting chances, getting themselves space in the middle. But Kane able to get there.
Kane keeping this Colby team in it, has 5 saves already today. As she tries to hand it into the crease, that's a violation, and that'll be Jumbo ball.
That's an error you just cannot be making in these games. We realize we have lost camera feed at the moment. Riley will keep us updated on what is going on the play.
Yeah,
Our apologies.
We're sorry about that.
And we're back. Perfect. Apologies for that momentary interruption.
Well, all you can miss is the referees going to have a discussion about whether or not Colby is going to go woman down for a delay of game. Jumbo's more than ready to go, as are the Mules. But the 2 in black, the only ones not satisfied.
Jumbo is not content to stand around, neither of the Mules. It is a cold day here on Bello.
And a second green card of the day to Julia Jardina.
That is not good for the Mules as they go woman down again for the 3rd time this game.
See if they can finally stop the Jumbo's woman up unit, who are 2 for 2 on the day. After a casual 90-second commercial break, we're back, and the Jumbos are moving up. Zorn. Try to get a look, whips it wide. Delaney, now GLE. Hot potato being played with the lacrosse ball. L'Esperance. Up top to Zorn. Has the matchup she wants. Near side, Delaney down low. L'Esperance, shooting space.
Going to be a really tight angle for the free position. Wouldn't be shocked if they choose to pass, though.
It'll be Delaney from the cutout. Up top, Joyce draws the double. Shutt. Somehow doesn't get the call. Now Joyce go to work. Carden. Drives to the X. Inside feed. Delaney finishes. What else is new?
3 for 3 in these women up positions are the Jumbos as another phenomenal feed. A phenomenal assist there, this time from Margie Carden, finding Delaney, who has the height, able to get the ball up high and send it down. And Madeline Delaney, when she gets out of her chances, she does not miss.
She doesn't, and the Jumbos are rolling right now. 5 straight here in this one. Eerily reminiscent of the game a year ago where Colby got out to a 2-1 lead in that one before the Jumbos hit him with a 9-1 run to end the first half.
And that could certainly be on the cards as the Jumbos on that 5-0 run right now. And if they can get themselves in a comfortable position going into the half, they will very much like their chances. Colby, not the highest scoring team. They did put up 23 in that victory against St. Joe's, right? But outside of that, they have not put up over 16 the rest of the season, over 12 out in conference play. So if the Jumbos can run up the score early, Colby not necessarily the strongest offensive team to get themselves back into it.
Gibbons just continues to dominate on the draw circle.
And they're not going to get back into it if they can't get the ball. Gibbons continuing to win these draws gives the Jumbos so many more offensive opportunities.
Did Colby get called for offside again? A question here. Looks as if play is going to be resumed. Colby actually, for some reason, had started that possession a woman down, not having replenished their supply after the penalty ended. And now that they're back to full strength, play will resume. Zorn. Lowers the shoulder, now backs out. Second midfield for the Jumbos as Carden drives down the right side. Skipped up to Zorn. Little stutter step. Trying to get a shot, but can't get an angle. Now Carden. Spins, draws the double. Works it to Zorn. Colby caught out a bit here. Hammond. Now Leslie on the near side. Conahan with 35 up top to Skylar Lloyd. She goes right, draws the double inside feed, ended up on net, and it's scooped up by Munter, who's going to look to run.
Colby looking for their first offensive possession in this quarter, I believe, as they have really been, they're not going to get it.
No, they are not, because the Jumbos are trail checking everything right now. Ball still on the turf.
Thought I heard a whistle, but certainly not.
Picked up by Skylar Lloyd, and she's going to look to run. 3 mules on her. She gets it ahead to Sophia Claps. Jumbos do have numbers if they hurry. Conahan. Stutter step. Mercy gets a look, but can't put it on frame.
Conahan, excellent way to get herself into space on the stutter, but I think her stick was hit by a trail check there from the Mules.
And I believe Margie Carden might have just picked herself up a green card. No, my apologies. It's a timeout from Colby, and a much-needed one because, once again, the Jumbos ride relentless here. That
has really been one of the deciding factors in this game. I think the ride, the draw controls, and discipline are the 3 things that are going very much in Jumbo's favor so far. 3 woman-up goals alongside Jenna Gibbons being phenomenal from the draw circle, as always, really. And the ride has just been so strong, not letting Colby have a second to breathe as soon as they get the ball. The Jumbos have just been in the Mules' face consistently. And Riley, we mentioned earlier that if I were to tell you right now, between Margie Carden, Allie Zorn, Ella Lesperance, and Caroline Conahan, they've scored 1 goal, and the Jumbos are up 4, I'd be shocked. That attacking unit is so strong, but it really shows the depth of this Jumbos midfield as Hammond on 2, Joyce on 2, Delaney on 1, and they're really providing those goals for this Jumbo side.
I have a stat that I think is even crazier, though, Jake. Do you know how many shots Julia Jardina has?
I believe the shot leader in the NESCAC is at 0.
She is at 0, has yet to have a look on net in 20 minutes. She has a hat trick in every game this year. That is unreal lockdown defense from this Jumbos settled set unit.
Yeah, and it has really been very strong. Colby only really able to find looks cutting off the back of the net from the X. They were able to get 1 goal there from Littlejohn, but still not really finding many opportunities from the top of the circle. Forced to go back, forced to go around, and Jardina really plays up top there, so she hasn't got a chance to really take on a player, get a shot off. So that's been very strong, I agree.
Jardina actually to come all the way back to her own end to start with the ball to try and help with this clear.
I would have thought they would have given it to Munter, but Jardina does have the pace.
She does. She might just look to run all the way to Pascal de Buren's cage, but unfortunately she dropped the ball. Jumbo's looking to go.
Jumbo's ride yet again succeeding there.
Carden flying up the field around Munter, gets a look, and saved by Kane.
Kane has made some impressive saves so far. Could have been a lot more if she hadn't saved a few good chances from the Jumbos.
Jardina now taking a run, and will be able to clear it successfully here. Inside feed.
Finally, first offensive possession of the quarter for the Mules.
See if they can make anything of it. Ainsley Dion to Burke. Perimeter offense once again for the Mules. Ban against Summers, who is not letting her do anything. Inside feed, found a cutter and a missed shot on a good look there for Dion. That one dropped by Missioner. Saved by the Mules with 30 to shoot. And a shooting space called.
It's the first time the Mules have tried to attack from the front, consistently going behind the net in the X, but they're able to get this one to work.
Dion now. Shoots it, and it gets past DeBuren.
That's an important goal there for Dion. They're not letting the Jumbos get too far ahead of them. Able to convert the shooting space. Colby, with their first offensive possession of the quarter, able to get the goal. Very important. Now they have to win the draw if they want to not let the Jumbos respond quickly.
Yeah, very important is right. The first Colby goal in 13 minutes. And the Jumbos, though, the thing is, I think if you're the Jumbos, you're more than happy with that. You gave up one goal, but Colby was a +1 in the 4 minutes your top midfield unit was on the bench getting some rest. Colby has yet to been able to rotate their midfield at all today. Gibbons looking to add to her 6 draw controls already today.
We speak consistently about the depth of this Jumbos team, and I think that's another testament to it. They have such strong players who can come off the bench and have large impacts. We've seen Hammond have a massive impact today, and the fact that they can have their second midfield unit on and still perform so highly really shows that this Jumbo squad is very deep.
It is. Carden going to take a jog. Sophia Claps on the field here. As L'Esperance getting some rest. Claps gets a look. Missed it wide. Backed up by Zorn.
Another member of this Jumbo's rotation who can have a lot of impact. Claps scored 2 against MIT and is very good at beating her player one-on-one. Has a lot of pace out on that left side.
Zorn with a stutter step. Inside. Caught by Delaney. Saved by Kane. Caught by Carden.
Delaney loves to get into those positions, getting the ball in the middle off of a high pass.
Shot with a look. Another save from Kane. And this one scooped up. Who else but Kat Munter?
Shutt has been pesky on this ride. Here, see her again. She knocked it out of Munter's stick. Munter was able to regain it, but just shows how the Jumbos have been putting so much pressure on the Mules.
Successful clear ahead to Mikader. Giardino will slow things down for the Mules, who look to cut it to 2. Ban works it around. Up top now to Giardina. She's going to work against Joyce, but gives it up. Reagan gives it right back. Ban up top. Work to the X. Giardino with 30. Inside feed, caught, shot, scored. Put in the back of the net by Maimonis, and it's back to 2.
Important goal there from Colby, and we're seeing they're finally able to get some looks where they rotate around the front of this Jumbo's offense. Finding Maimonis with space, and the second time where they found a hole in the Jumbo's defense, found a player unmarked near the goal, able to convert, this time Maimonis. And the Jumbos still have yet to give Giardina a shot. Yeah, the Mules have 4 goals. So another situation where if you told me Giardina would have a shot and the Mules had 4 goals, I would also be shocked.
It's almost like both defenses are playing a little too well. They're forcing the depth to step up, and both offenses are saying, fine, if you're not going to let our starters do it. And a timeout taken by Courtney Shute. She wants to talk things over.
And Riley, I think going off of what you were saying, I think it speaks to the quality of the scouting from both teams. They know who the top players are. They know who they need to watch out for, and they've been shutting them down, which has forced both teams to go to their more depth options there, secondary goal threats, and they have been working, but they've really shut down the primary offensive threats for each team. We haven't seen Cardin or Zorn score. We also haven't seen Jardina score.
Right. I think if you're Colby, if you were to say to them coming into the game, yeah, through 25 minutes, you will have given up 2 goals each to Emma Joyce, Madeline Delaney, and Grace Hammond, but you will have kept Cardin and Zorn off the score sheet, they probably would have taken that. Likewise, if you told Courtney Shute, yeah, you're going to give Maimonis 2 goals in the first 25 minutes, but you're going to keep Julia Jardina from taking a shot, she would have also taken that deal.
I think both defenses have very astutely recognized the primary threats and shut them down, yet are again suffering to the secondary threats. These NESCAC schools, very smart with their coaching, very strong coaching staffs from both teams, and able to do well. Henning in her 18th year coaching this Mules side. Shute, believe, in her 11th. So both very experienced NESCAC coaches who know what they're doing at this level, have had remarkable success both sides.
Speaking of remarkable success, an update from Middletown. The Panthers back in front with 9:23 to go, 9-8.
Surprise, surprise.
Jenna Gibbons looking to make it 8 straight draw wins. And she will as Emma Joyce collects it.
A bit more chaotic draw there, but Joyce able to pick it up for the Jumbos, and they get another draw win. Well, the goals have certainly gone in Colby's favor, and these last few minutes, the draws still have been dominant for the Jumbos.
And a horrible turnover there from Zorn, who just dropped the ball.
Very uncharacteristic of Zorn and this Jumbos offense. Only 94 turnovers on the season. Only NESCAC team with less than 100 turnovers coming in. Now make that 95.
Clothier got it across the timeline. As the Mules look to set up offensively, have scored on their last 2 offensive possessions today. Summers all over man. Now the Jumbos collapse back into the zone. Jardina against Cromwell. Now Swivels. Skip pass. Went through to Burke. 30 to shoot now for the Mules. Maimonis. Trail check, knocked free, but ahead to Ben. Skipped up top. Jardina catches with 20. Whips it wide. Maimonis. Lost the ball, got it back with 15. Jumbo's looking for a stand. Work to the X with 10. Inside feed. Jardina couldn't catch it. Colby might be able to save it, but it's not going to matter because that's a shot clock violation. Well, it would have been, but Sophia Claps is already running with the ball. 4v3, Claps takes a hit, and that's going to be a free position, I believe.
It's a pretty high stick there from Darby.
And I think it might be a card, actually.
Unclear what the referees are going to call here.
And the referee is going to bring the play back, say that that entire transition was dead. Courtney Shute beyond livid, and rightfully so.
Yeah, that is a brutal call. Normally you can have very quick restarts in lacrosse, but they're not going to let her do it that fast, apparently.
And I think my bigger problem with that is, if you're going to call the restart dead, you got to call it dead immediately. You don't wait till Sophia collapses inside the 8-meter.
Yeah, you got to be confident with your calls. Go hard. If you're going to call it back, say it immediately. Don't let them run and get a good chance that Claps had.
Can only imagine what would have happened if Claps had finished that transition.
Jumbo's coaching staff would have been livid.
4 minutes to go here in the first half. 6-4 Bows. As Claps looks to get an offensive look. Drives hard right, gets a shot, bounces off the top of the cage, but not in.
That was a tight one. That looked like that might have been on the inside of the top of the pipe, but wasn't quite there.
Colby looking to run.
Another successful clear from the Mules. They have adapted pretty well to this Jumbo's ride in the second portion of the second quarter.
Yeah, they figured out they do have a little bit of a cheat code named Cat Munter in their clear. But then they throw the ball away. On the turf, scooped up by the hustle of Kinselmer. Down low feed, hard drive, extra pass. Missed Buren's cage, and she corrals the ground ball. Outlet to Gibbons. We're going end-to-end here in Medford. Hammond, all sorts of space. L'Esperance, Conahan shooting space.
Conahan, one of the stronger free position takers on this Jumbo side, led the team last year in free position percentage. Hasn't had too many this year, but certainly a player they like to see from the free position.
Here she is, right of center. Hard drive, steps out. Zorn draws a double. And Colby doing a really good job shutting Zorn off at her point of attack.
She had Hammond cutting in, looking for the hat trick, but wasn't quite there.
Leslie hands it off to Lloyd. She draws two. Now Hammond goes to work. Spins back. Faces up. Gets doubled. Dumps it off to Conahan. 45 to shoot. Flip pass. L'Esperance shoots and buries it.
L'Esperance fighting through traffic there. A lot of pressure on her, but able to get up and over and put that in that middle left side of the goal. Able to convert well. L'Esperance with her second of the day.
And I really love that play design from Courtney Shute. Those just handoff after handoff after handoff. It's so hard as a defense to not get caught with two women guarding one. And that's what happened. Eventually, Colby's ability to switch the picks ran out. L'Esperance got a step, and she took advantage.
Yeah, those handoffs create those picks that make it so challenging to stay on the man, to stay on the woman, to continue in this man defense. And yeah, like you said, really smart play calling from the Jumbo's coaching staff. Able to find L'Esperance and get her a good shot off.
Gibbons looking for draw control win number 9 in a row here. As Colby has yet to win a draw in this quarter. As the rain starts to pick up a little bit here on Bello. And Gibbons continues her perfection. Jumbo's going to slow things down here.
Just 20 seconds separating the shot clock and the clock.
And Ella Shut does not care about your numbers, Jake. She wants the back of the net.
She does not need any time, able to just take on her player one-on-one, beat the player, and put it in the bottom corner. Excellent play from the junior midfielder.
And this becomes now a really pivotal draw in this game, because if the Jumbos can win this and time it right, they can, in theory, run out the shot clock if it's not an immediate draw win. Versus if Colby can get a draw win here, they can get this down to a 3-goal game before the halftime break and feel a little bit better about themselves, having played an even second quarter.
Yeah, the outlook on this game looks very different if it goes in 8-4 or 9-4 versus 8-5.
Hits the turf, kicks forward. We're going to see what they call. It is Colby ball, so they finally do get a draw control here, and they can hold for the final look of the first half if they can get past the Jumbo ride. Jardina able to walk the tightrope, and we'll see if Colby looks to go quickly or if they hold for the final look. Ban on the X as we go under a minute to play in the first half. Hard drive there from Reagan. Shut off by Gibbons. Now it's Ban working against Summers. Up top, Jardina skips it all the way wide. 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Fernanda Pole forces the pass all the way out. Burke with 25. Jardina gets a step on shot, gets in, cuts, it scores. It took till the final seconds of the first half, but Julia Jardina gets on the scoreboard.
And suddenly this game looks very different. If Jardina's rolling, Mules only within 3 at half. That's very, very positive for the fans of Colby College. So massive goal there from Jardina, finally getting on the board, and this is going to be crucial.
Still plenty of time left in this first half.
Jumbos like to play quickly. I think they certainly could score in 16 seconds. They have to win the draw, though. Gibbons has been phenomenal today, but last one did go in the Mules' way.
Gibbons wins that one cleanly, and she's going to look to go. Numbers for the Bows. Shut inside. Delaney catches and buries it.
And that is how you score efficiently. So quick there. Gibbons finds Shut, who quickly gets it over to Delaney, and Delaney gets her second of the day.
And that's just heartbreaking for Colby.
Yeah, outlook looks very different after that goal than it did about 10 seconds ago. Phenomenal player, the Jumbos, keeping themselves up for the half and shutting down any momentum Colby might have had coming into the break. Still 5 seconds, though. Jumbos did it in 10. Could the Mules or Jumbos get another one in 5? Going to be a lot harder.
I don't know. 5 feels a little too much, but you never know with this Jumbos team.
A tall offer, a high offer for a tall task, that's the word, for either team.
Gibbons does win it cleanly. Jumbos want to go. Lesperon's caught it, but couldn't get a shot. And that'll be
behind the back shot immediately after catching it. Would have been very impressive if she pulled it off. But
Jenna Gibbons now with 9 draw controls in the first half by herself. And really, I think that is the story as we go to the halftime break. Jenna Gibbons just took over about halfway through that first quarter. And as a result, the Jumbos take a 4-goal lead to the halftime break.
Yeah, and the fact they've just had so many more offensive possessions has led to so many more goal-scoring chances and goal-scoring finishes. I won't say either team has been more or less clinical than the other. Both keepers have played pretty solid. Both teams have been able to convert their chances, but the Jumbos have had so many more opportunities to have chances because of the skill in the draw and also their talented ride and clear.
We're going to step aside, be back with you in about 10 minutes for the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here to Bellow Field. Riley Daniel here with Rhea Chastity. Rhea, a phenomenal first half, really from both sides. And we saw Colby have a really shocking reaction to the result that Middlebury held on. But that can't be a focus for these two teams right now. They need to focus on this game and what they can do to walk out of here with the win and an undefeated record. And if you're the Jumbos, what do you need to keep doing to get yourself over the hump and finish this one off?
They need to continue taking possession of the balls and also take advantage of those woman down opportunities that they got from the Colby College Mules. And also, they need to keep shutting down Julia Jardina because she has only scored 1 point in the first half. So who knows if we'll break that hat trick streak that she's got going on.
Definitely a possibility. Interesting to note, Jardina out on the draw circle as the draw woman to start this second half. Not somewhere we saw her at all in the first half.
Looks like they're trying to reevaluate their strategy, especially since Jenna Gibbons has been really good at securing the draw so far in that first half.
Gibbons with 9 draw controls on the day. That one hits the turf, controlled by Delaney. She goes back to Elsa Schutt, who sends it right forward. And Delaney catches it pretty cleanly.
Some good offense from Tufts so far, and we'll see if they'll be able to clear that into the shot.
Has been good offense, but not from the usual suspects. Carden and Zorn still off the scoreboard so far today.
Yeah, we'll see if they'll get some more action in the second half, because it was pretty surprising considering we saw Grace Hammond be one of the score leaders in that first half with her 2 goals.
6 from the midfield in the first half for the Jumbos.
So that just shows the depth they have on this team, because not only can the attack score, but so can our midfielders.
Joyce with it up top. Looking to add to her 2. Gets a look, but sends it high. Backed up by Delaney. Zorn will restart play. Looking to roll the crease. Gets a look. And denied by Kane, who now has 8 saves on the day.
Some pretty good defense there from Kane, but we'll see if she'll be able to stop some future shots from the Jumbos as they continue to try to score.
Heavy ride here from the Bows. Kane gives it to the All-American Munter. She's going to try and solo this. Instead forced to give it up. Del Cole, and a whistle goes, and it's going to be a green card to Caroline Conahan.
Let's see if Colby College will be able to take advantage of this opportunity that they've gotten from the Jumbos and be able to take a little more charge in this third quarter.
Colby's woman up unit going to work. Jardina up top. Jumbo's in their traditional woman down zone. Colby taking a while to get going here. Already squandered half their woman up.
I think hopefully they'll start to get more comfortable into Bell in this second half. And we've seen so far in this season, in 2024 season, that they've been able to get 15 goals from woman up opportunities, so we'll see how that translates into this season.
Band looking to create with 15 left on the woman up. Passed around the horn. Jardina whips it. 8 left. Hard dodge. Back to full strength. Jardina bounces it over the top of the cage. It'll stay with Colby, 25 to shoot. Jumbo's back to full strength. Skip pass, missed the woman. Summers able to corral it, and the Jumbos with a defensive stand.
This man-to-man defense is really working out for the Jumbos as they're able to get a turnover and hopefully clear.
They are going to be able to clear as they got numbers. Zorn, down low. L'Esperance tried to do a little too much. Ball on the turf. Almost scooped up by Carden. And eventually the game of hot potato lands in the stick of Emily Darby. Kane against Carden, who's going to ride hard against the goalie. Del Cole looking to go. Trail check coming, but not able to be made by Conahan, as Little John clears it successfully for Colby.
I think so far we've really seen Colby start to take charge and give these Jumbos a little more challenge compared to that first half.
Great dodge down low, inside feed, and a missed opportunity for Colby. Missioner was wide open but couldn't catch the pass cleanly.
It's small errors like that that can really catch up to them. That could be the result of maybe the Jumbos winning this game.
Fernando Pole tries to skip it and somehow gets it through the D to Delaney. Jumbos bench calling out a play. Have yet to get a great offensive look here in this second half. Emma Joyce just pacing back and forth, now gonna go to work. Handoff to Shutt. Stutter step, draws two, hands it off. Hard drive, Delaney, bounced in, hat trick for her, and the Jumbos get to double digits.
That was a great point from Delaney, and we've seen so far, she was an All-American last year, and so we have great expectations for her to see what she's gonna do.
Jumbo's trying to make a midfield change. Grace Hammond struggling to get the sweats off here. It is that cold on Bello.
Yeah, definitely. The temperatures are a little more than frigid.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I lost feeling about 2 quarters ago.
Me too.
Grace Hammond finally good to go out on the field as Gibbons goes right back to the draw circle against Jardina. Delaney leads all scorers with a hat trick on the day. Jumbo lead at 5. That's the largest it's been at any point.
We'll see if they'll be able to increase that.
Gibbons knocks it forward, controlled by Skylar Lloyd. Zorn calling out a play. Carden comes all the way to the near sideline to collect the ball. Now it'll be Zorn's turn to go 1v1. Spins. Fakes up. Now Leshley. Carden, who's been silent today. Forced to go to the X. L'Esperance with her head on a swivel, skips it up top to Leshley. Leshley drives right, draws the double. Tiptoes and swings it wide to Conahan. Rides the alley, up top to Lloyd. Stutter step. Now 30 to shoot. Good defense here from the Mules. Lloyd with 25, rolls right. Skips it to the X and L'Esperance. Looking for cutters. It'll come wide to Conahan with 20. Face dodge. Rolls back. Up top to Hammond with 15 to shoot. Drives right, inside feed, caught, shot. Leshley got run over, ball bouncing around, and a free position coming.
The Mules have really showed great defense in that one because they made the Jumbo offensive powerhouse really struggle, especially considering what great players they have, including Margie Carden. And being able to stop her, that's an impressive feat for the Mules.
Leshley straight on, 8 on the shot clock. Bounces it in the back of the net, and the Jumbos are starting to push this lead.
That was an amazing score from her, and let's see if they'll be able to widen the gap unless Colby continues to demonstrate some good defense.
I think Colby's defense isn't the problem, though, Rhea. It's really just they can't get the ball.
That's true, yeah. Especially so far in this game, we've seen that Tufts has really taken control of offensive possession, and Colby really needs to just start having more turnovers and being able to get the ball in order to score, because right now they need to just do more than just that defense.
Colby has 1 draw control since the 6-minute mark of the first quarter.
Wow, that proves how amazing Jenna Gibbons is so far. I mean, considering how many draws she's secured in this game so far, we'll see if they can be able to take one from her.
They need to if they want to stay in this game. But they can't because Jenna Gibbons goes skyward, and that's going to be a card. A yellow. Wow. That is a green card. I'm kind of saying got to be shocked.
I know.
Del Cole got away with it.
Yeah, and I'm hearing some exclamations from the Jumbo team on that call.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get hit in the face, you expect a yellow to be shown.
Exactly.
Gibbons is all good, and the Jumbos will look to go 3 for 3 on the woman up so far today.
And especially they've shown that they're really good at taking advantage of these woman up opportunities by scoring so many points, and they've already scored over 15 in this season.
Zorn to Leshley, down low. Conahan looking for a teammate, it's Lloyd. Halfway through the woman up. Zorn now. GLE to L'Esperance. Whip to the X, Carton into some space. She rolls the crease. Zorn up and under, that's shooting space.
Awesome, we're finally starting to see some action from Zorn too, especially since she's been a little undercover that first half.
Tight angle here for Zorn with 14 left on the woman up. We'll see if she decides to shoot it or looks to distribute.
Either way, I think they'll be able to get the point, especially since she is a competent player and so is everyone else on that team.
Hard drive, stutter step, up top, great decision. Leshley gets the shooting space call. And that's so good from Allie Zorn there. Realized she didn't have the angle, took a step, fooled the whole defense, they collapse. Leshley with the point blank opportunity now.
I know, Netta Leshley with big expectations on her and clearly meeting them so far.
A good trail check to knock that free. It'll stay with the Jumbos. But Colby, for the first time today, is going to kill off a woman down. Conahan wanted some more movement from her teammates, didn't get it. Zorn with 20 to shoot. Dumps it off. L'Esperance up top. Saved by Leshley with 15. Drives left, draws the double, still shoots. And a save from Kane. Ball on the turf, knocked free, and the Jumbos are going to get a fresh 90.
Look at that turnover from the
Lloyd, not messing around. And for Colby, after killing off the woman down, getting the shot clock to hit zeros, only to turn the ball over, must be absolutely demoralizing.
I know, these small mistakes that are making are really costly for them, especially as that score between them and Tufts continues to keep on widening.
Carden, 1v1. Gets a step, draws two, spins left, still going, and just missed it wide of the post. L'Esperance quickly with the restart. Tries to roll the crease, ball knocked free, picked up on the turf by Beagle. Jumbo's bringing the ride again. Conahan knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Colby. That one finds Munter. Gets around Carden. Now Zorn the next to meet her. Just lines of this Jumbo's ride. Colby still trying to get the ball across. Now finally we'll get the offense set up with 50 to shoot.
Yeah, this is finally their chance to start to take reign at this game that the Jumbos have been dominating thus far.
Giardino with a little two-woman game. Little John drives, gets a shooting space call. Excuse me, that's Ainsley Dion, who will have the free position here. Right of center on DeBuren. That one saved. Looks like a hit off to Buren. Back to Dion. Second chance wide. And a call. What is it? A yellow coming, I believe. Some sort of card on Colby. Referee struggling to reach into her pocket. It's going to be yellow. Shown to Dion, I believe, for a dangerous release.
Yeah, Colby needs to really be more careful about these sort of things because these cards are really adding up, and especially with this emphasis on safety in women's lacrosse, they really need to be more careful about these sorts of things.
That's one that you hate as a player because the dangerous release one, such a tough call to take. You know you're just trying to score a goal, but with these emphasis on safety you mentioned, Rhea, it is the letter of the law that you release it in that situation. You're going to get called, and you're going to go woman down. A thing to note, that is a third yellow card on Colby. The next one will lock them in for the 2 minutes. Down low from Zorn. Joyce with some space. Zorn, extra pass. Delaney patient. Now Conahan on the X. Lesperance inside. Hard cut. Cardin, who goes low to finish it.
Finally seeing some more action from Cardin, especially we've been a little bit quiet about her in this first half, but she's finally scored her first point of the game, and she always proves why she is one of the best players on this Tufts team.
Jumbo's on another 4-0 run here. They had one that got to 5 in that second quarter that gave them the original lead, and now have one spanning the end of the first half till now that has really took this from a competitive game into one that is decidedly less so.
Yes, exactly. Especially Colby really needs to keep in check and stop giving Tufts these women up opportunities for them.
A first goal on the day for Margie Cardin as the Jumbos just continue the dominance. Lesperance with her second assist. She has 4 points to lead the Jumbos. And Delaney got taken down. Ref says play on, and finally, for the first time today in this second half, Colby has a draw control win, though they are in some trouble right now with the Jumbo ride.
Yeah, that Tufts defense, especially Ali Zorn, is really giving them trouble right now.
Jardina picks her head up but doesn't want to throw the ball, and finally will to Clodier. Colby gets it across the timeline. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Jumbos lead by 7. Little up and under. Little John tries to run through everybody. What's the call? A free position coming.
This is a crucial moment for Colby, as I believe they have yet to score in this third quarter.
Indeed, they have not scored in this quarter. Little John, left of center. And it's trail checked out, and the Jumbos back it up. Right now, everything going right for the team in white.
I know if this keeps up.
And I believe another card coming. No, it's going to be a timeout from Courtney Shute.
That's a great idea for not only them, but for Colby to take this time to be able to reevaluate their strategy and see if they can be able to mitigate the damage that they have been dealt from the Jumbos.
Yeah, I think if you're Colby, you really just have to keep it from getting out of hand and hope that you can start winning some draws here down the stretch and maybe get yourself back into this game. But it's something that we didn't think would all be a factor in this game, but the Jumbos are only 3 goals away from putting this one to a 9th consecutive running clock game.
I know, I thought that this game would be the one that gave Tufts the most trouble so far, but clearly they've also taken this one away as the score continues to widen, and they've been taking more advantage of being on the offensive, whereas Colby has really been stuck on the defensive side as they have continued to lose the ball to Tufts and have been getting more and more cards as the game has been progressing.
We take a look quickly around the NESCAC scoreboard. Hamilton took care of business against Bowdoin, who have dropped to 0-5 on the year in the NESCAC. More interestingly to note, start of the fourth quarter in Williamstown. Williams leads Conn College 8-6 in a more tight game than I think many would have expected.
Yeah,
Jumbos do go to Williamstown on Wednesday.
we'll see how that game will go, especially since I thought that Williams' game would really be a farther gap, but clearly the teams in the NESCAC have proved to be strong and formidable opponents.
Jumbo's looking to go again. Here's Carden on the near side. Around the L'Esperance screen. Gets hacked in the face. Able to keep the ball. And they'll back it out. And a turnover called. Jumbo's bench asking questions. Not quite sure what the call was. But Colby's going to try and clear nonetheless. Zorn and Shutt tracking all the way back to prevent the clear. But Colby able to get across the timeline. And they can look to go. Hard cut there from Jardina. But shut off on the slide from Elsa Shutt. Reagan looking for some help. Around Shutt. Fernando Pole down there. Inside save by DeBuren.
That was a great save from Pascal DeBuren to cut that momentum that Colby was having at that moment. And now that the tide is turned into the favor of the Jumbos, we'll see what they'll be able to do with their offensive position as they look to clear.
Cromwell ahead. Midfield change for the Bows. On the fly. A lot of appreciation from the Jumbo bench for Pascal DeBuren, who looks on her way to a 9th consecutive win.
Yeah, that was definitely a crucial save on her part.
Hammond up top, looking for her hat trick. Shoved off the alley. Now Conahan uses Hammond's perfect screen. Works it to the X. Lloyd will take it up top to Zorn. Leslie gonna set her a screen. Inside feed, Leslie with a cut, catches but can't get the shot off. And it's taken on the turf by Dion. Can't go anywhere because the Jumbo ride knocked the pass down. It's back on the turf. And a push called on the Jumbos. Doesn't deter them, though. The ride back out there. Swung to the near side, and Emily Darby will look to go. That's a really bad idea. That ball's on the turf, and it'll be scooped up by the All-American. Jumbo's looking to run. Lloyd between the lines to Conahan. She finds Zorn down low, L'Esperance, and a beautiful save from Kane.
Yeah, that was really good, especially the Jumbos were getting a lot of momentum in these last few seconds of the game. And Colby really needs to start scoring some goals soon, or else they are not going to be able to come back from this game whatsoever.
Jumbo's looking to go with 7, but in reality, they're going to call this a quarter. We go to the 4th here on Bello, 12-5 Bows. back to Bello. Riley Daniel here with Jake Flossie. And Jake, it just feels like this Mules team kind of just stuck spinning in circles. They can't seem to get out of their own way. Even when they get opportunities, it just does not go for them right now.
Yeah, I said coming in that this was going to be a pretty clean game. Neither team really commonly making turnovers. Again, these are the best two teams in the NESCAC when it comes to total turnovers. Yet the Mules so far with 12 turnovers, and that is uncharacteristic of them and has certainly led to some of their errors. But I think we can't go out this without talking about Jenna Gibbons, though. She has been phenomenal, consistently one of the best draw specialists in the NESCAC and performing so well today. She has a remarkable tally from the draw circle today, and the Mules have just really had no answer for that, and the Jumbos had so many more possessions, so many more chances because of Gibbons' masterclass from the draw circle.
Completely agree. That one's skied. And once again, the Jumbos control the draw.
Delaney as well has been very strong, picking up those ground balls off of the draw. She's had about 4 or 5 of her own as well.
Jumbo's working it around here, and a poor pass. Carton going to try and save it, and will keep it in play. And then I think Shutt called for going through the woman.
Unfortunate turnover there for the Jumbos. I wonder if, honestly, if the cold could be getting to them. It is so cold.
Down low, Zorn 1v1, goes under and gets on the scoreboard.
It felt inevitable.
It did.
One of those players that you'd be shocked to not see them on the score sheet, and will take her chances when she gets them. Seeing her there, she scores that every day of the week.
Well, Jake, you mentioned it, and I wanted to do the numbers to get it. Jenna Gibbons has won 16 of her last 18 draws.
That's just insane.
And I mean, I don't need to tell you that if you win 2 out of 18 draws against the number 2 team in the country, you're not going to win the game.
Yeah, and it just shows how good Gibbons is. She has been phenomenal.
And here we are, Gibbons right back out there. Facing off against Dion. Skied up. Shutt catches it like a receiver. And the Jumbos go again.
Shutt, another player who can go from the center of that draw circle, very adept at recovering those draws.
And it is worth remembering, there was a point in this game where Colby was up 3-1 in the draw wins. And then since then, it's been decidedly one-sided in the other direction. Claps on the field here to start the 4th. Gets a step, a look, and a goal.
And Claps wanted to get her name on the score sheet as well. A very quick player, able to get herself into space there and convert. Jumbo's 1 goal away from running clock, something I certainly didn't expect coming into today.
No, not only that. You think about it. Remember we were talking at the end of that first half about momentum, and Colby got that goal to bring it back to 8-5?
Yep.
They haven't scored since.
So Jardina did get on the board. Got that goal. We thought it could open the floodgates for her. Those gates are decidedly closed, as the Colby Mules not had really a strong chance since then.
And their only chances in this second half have come off free position looks, and even those ones have not been particularly great. Another draw win for the Bows. Eerily reminiscent of that Cortland NCAA tournament game a year ago when Elsa Shutt went 21-25 from the draw circle. Gibbons that level of dominant today. Claps. Gets a step. Bounced it to Zorn on the X. Gets a step through 2, 3, 4. and gets hacked. And she'll have a free position to start the running clock.
Both Zorn and Claps seeing a weakness on this left side of the Colby defense, cutting in. Claps got herself some space, shot a little bit wide, but Zorn this time gets in, draws the foul, and gets a a free position for herself.
Straight on here for the junior. Over the top, and it'll be Colby ball.
Uncharacteristic there from Ali Zorn. She is the most effective Jumbo's free position taker this year.
Jumbo ride on again. Maimonish trying to clear. Gets knocked out of her stick by Claps. Jumbo bench loving it. Conahan to Zorn. Start the running clock.
Zorn makes up for the free position miss, but that has to go to Sophie Claps. Incredible turnover forced there as the Mules just cannot escape this Jumbo ride. Jumbo's quickly able to capitalize on it, distributing fast, finding Zorn with space. And the Jumbos are now up by 10 against the number 5 team in the country, coming in today undefeated.
And I think you have to give credit to the Jumbo coaching staff. We hadn't really seen a ride like this at any point this year. And then they brought it out, kind of had it in reserve. And when they needed it today, it has worked to perfection.
The Jumbo's certainly a team that doesn't like to stray away from. They do like to put pressure on, but we haven't seen this extent. And I think that has to be a calculated decision from this coaching staff. They saw it coming in. Colby had some vulnerabilities there, which, I mean, I didn't see in the stat sheet. They have been a strong ride clearing team, but the Jumbo saw something phenomenally coached by this Jumbo's staff.
That one on the turf. Shutt comes away with it, spins through 2, ahead to Delaney.
Excellent work from Elsa Shutt there.
Delaney looking to go as the Jumbos do not seem content with 15. Claps. Rolls left. Skips it. Zorn tried to get it cleanly, couldn't. Ball on the turf. Whistle goes, Colby ball.
At this point, it's damage control really for the Mules, trying to get themselves back in this game, get a respectable result. I don't think they'll be able to get 10 in this final 10 minutes.
I mean, my bigger question is, can they clear the ball right now? Because the Jumbo's ride is just everywhere. That one on the turf, knocked free again. All the way back to take it is Jardina. She's going to fly upfield, and Colby will finally clear. Cromwell to deal with her. 10 minutes to play here on Bello. Skip pass, bounce low. Meschner. Jardina has not been able to get anything in this second half, and that continues. Reagan works at a band inside pass on the turf. Who's going to come up with it? The answer, who else but Jenna Gibbons.
Gibbons just able to be everywhere. Pick up these ground balls, get the draw controls. Just prolific performance from Jenna Gibbons.
Fernanda Pole takes it across the restraining line as the Jumbos make a midfield change.
I think that will probably be the end of the day for Delaney, Joyce, and Shutt, who have had a remarkable day today. 5 goals between them.
Up top here to Lloyd.
I think the goals have been strong, but just the control that they've had in this game has, I think, been stronger, not really allowing Colby any chances. The draws have been excellent, and the ride excellent.
Zorn thought about trying to roll the crease, but couldn't quite get the angle. Dumps it off his card in. Back to Zorn, and that's your hat trick.
So Ali Zorn was having a quiet day. She's got a hat trick now. And I think that was just a beautiful combination between Cardin and Zorn, 2 players who have played together really consistently since Zorn's freshman year 2 years ago, and the chemistry there so clear. Zorn dumps off to Carden, makes that run, finds it immediately back with space, puts it away.
Yeah, Zorn did not have a goal going into the fourth quarter. She now is tied for the lead in all scorers on the day.
It shows how quick a player like Ali Zorn can explode on the score sheet. A really clinical finisher. Hasn't had many chances, but has put away every chance she has had, with the exception of that one free position.
Jumbo's now on an 8-0 run over the last 25 minutes to put this game out of reach. Gibbons hustling for it. And it is won by Colby. Took the All-American Munter to do it.
Munter's been one of the few bright spots for this Colby team today. She has a lot of the good things that have happened have come through her, both in their clears and now in the draw control.
Yeah, I think there have been really two clear bright spots for Colby today. One has been Kat Munter, who has shown why she's an All-American. The other has been number 30 in net, Jillian Kane.
Has faced a lot of shots today, Kane, and stood up relatively well to them. Only so much you can do when Ali Zorn is right in front of the net.
Does have 10 saves, Kane. And one thing I think is just such a testament to the mentality of this Jumbo's team. No one switched off despite being up 11 here. As a point-blank miss for Colby.
I think switching off is one thing we can never really say we've seen this Jumbo's team do this season. They have consistently run up the score, win playing, even against tougher teams. In their ranked matches, they still have yet to win a game by less than 10. Average margin coming into this game in ranked matches was 11.4.
Giardina works it around. Pass inside. Falling down and getting a shooting space call. Or excuse me, a free position call will be the Mules. We'll see who they gave that to. It looks like it's going to be Helmer.
I think it was Donlin there putting a lot of pressure on Helmer.
Colby trying to get their first goal of the half. Helmer gets it, but no, they're going to call a violation. And it's going to be Jumbo ball because Colby can't get anything to go right here in this second half.
Referee's still calling the play short.
We're going to see what's happening here.
They might have called a false start on Colby.
Unclear what the call is.
Referees again not letting the Jumbos play fast. Looks like it will be.
Are they going to do the free
Helmer's
position
going to take it again.
I don't know what's going on here.
I think not many seem to know what's going on. Shot clock is a bit off as well.
Everything's off. The clock's been running. The shot clock's been running. They're going to need to do a replay review to fix the clock.
Jumbo see a name come on that I expected to see, honestly, earlier in this game. Kate Mastrobrano will check on for Margie Carden.
Now we're finally set. We're going to redo the free position here. The shot is saved by DeBuren as there is a lid on the Colby net. Jumbo's running. Donlin ahead. Jumbo bench wants Donlin to get a shot, but she's going to go back to the defensive half. Five minutes to play.
Donlin, no stranger to the clear, though, especially in Fernanda Poli's absence, was a player who would often take the solo clear, but certainly not necessarily the player who takes too many shots of her own.
Mastrobuono, 1v1. Down low, Zorn able to save it. She might not be done with three. Tries to roll. Inside feed. Claps, gets a step. Takes a push, rolls back. Skips it up top to Lloyd. Lloyd rolls right, draws the double. Back to Zorn with 25 to shoot. Stutter step, inside feed, caught, and finished by Skylar Lloyd.
17-5 now between the number 2 and number 5 teams in the country. I think going into this game, in my head, I was thinking it was going to be probably about a 4-goal game.
If you would ask me if the Jumbos are going to score 17, what do you think Colby's going to score? I think my guess might have been 15, not 5.
I think I would have said 14, 13, but still, like, this has just been a dismantling by this Jumbo side. Lloyd now getting on the score sheet as well. I think this Jumbo's second-string midfield deserves a lot of props. Hammond, Lloyd, and Leslie have been very strong, continuing the midfield dominance that we saw from Delaney, Schutt, and Joyce. Jumbo's middies have had a phenomenal day today.
Jumbo's both midfield units with 5 goals, which is a phrase that I don't think I've ever uttered on a lacrosse game.
Especially against the number 5 team in the country, coming in undefeated, this Colby Mules team. The Jumbos have just walked over them.
Colby looking for a consolation prize to take back to Waterville. And interestingly, both Margie Carden and El Esperance in the substitution box to go back into the game here for Conahan and Zorn. Inside feed goes all the way through. Missioner hustles to keep it in play. 2.5 to play here on Bello. Pass up top. Jardina rolls through 2, lost the ball, scooped up by DeBuren, and the attack will go the other way. Leslie flying down the field. Mastrobuono skips it, just a little too long. Carden can't get to it, and Colby will try and clear.
An update for those of you following the NESCAC. Williams is up 2 in Williamstown against Conn College with about 2 minutes to go.
Sophia Claps again, causing problems on the ride. Using her body, scooped up. Colby still has it, but really just searching for answers as this Jumbo's ride continues to hound them. And they're going to go to the one solution that has worked today in Kat Munter. Jardina loses the ball but gets a free position call. And this is likely going to be the last chance of the day for the Mules.
Clock still ticking down.
Under a minute to go. Final chance for Colby. Jardina bounces it in. Colby will get on the scoreboard here in the second half, but it'll be nothing more than consolation. We'll see if they actually get this draw off or not. But Jake, just a phenomenal second half performance for the Jumbos, outscoring Colby 8-1 in the second half.
Who's actually, yes, 8-1 has been, and it has been just dominant from this Jumbo's squad, showing why they are in the top 2 in the country. I won't be shocked, honestly, after a performance like this, massive win over the number 5 team in the country, if they hop Middlebury and move to number 1 in the rankings. Notably as well, they still remain undefeated and controlling their own destiny for that 1 seed in the NESCAC tournament.
Jenna Gibbons might not be done quite yet. 5 seconds to go. Inside feed caught by Mastrobuono. But that'll be your ball game. Colby showed up for about a quarter and a half, and then the Jumbos put the medal down and ran over the Mules. 17-6 the final score. The Jumbos, the number 2 team in the country, get a double-digit win over the unbeaten Mules, move to 9-0 on the year, and put themselves clearly in a 2-horse race with the Middlebury Panthers for a national title.
Excellent performance today from the Jumbos. Without a doubt, they have deserved to win this game. Across the board dominance from the draw circle to the rides, the clears, to the goals scored. The Jumbos have just looked so good today. They will be heading home very happy but very cold.
Well, speaking of people who are very cold, I'd like to thank the other members of our crew here. Sam Goldie freezing himself up atop to do our camera work, as I believe it is now snowing. I can't quite tell, but it does look like it might be snowing out there.
Certainly cold enough.
For Rhea Chastity, our wonderful director, Noah Goldstein, Jake Flossie alongside me. I've been Riley Daniels saying so long from Bellow Field. Hopefully we'll see you out at Spicer tomorrow, but no promises with this weather. One thing we do know, we'll be back here on Wednesday when men's lacrosse takes on Williams as our spring season just keeps on rolling. But until then, stay home safely.